all I know is that with your help and other people's help, I've worked hard to put my body in a reasonable shape, considering how shit a form it was in beforehand. So I think all I can do is focus on each step and just keep going. That's ultimately ultimately all I can do.
What you just stimulated in me just then, I know sorry guys, I dangled the carrot of logistics, and we are going to get into logistics, but I really think it's important that we learn at your lowest point, because Jo was a jockey. No, Joe.
Yeah.
Jo was a jockey, and what was one of the, give me two of the lowest moments as a jockey, knowing your story.
You know what's interesting then? You start talking about me as a jockey and I immediately closed myself off like that. That was funny.
Yeah.
I had to pull myself away. Yeah, I mean, I rode as a jockey professionally for 11 years. It was amazing. I mean, I was lucky to do a sport that I love doing, and the camaraderie, and still is the camaraderie. I'm still buddies with all my mates that I used to ride with, and they're being really supportive of me, which is really lovely as well. And yeah, I mean, I was a jockey for 11 years. I rode professionally. I made a living from it. I was lucky to travel a bit riding as well. And unfortunately, I had a bad accident that stopped it. And there's a pretty shitty story that comes out from behind after that. And it kind of, the racing is a tough game. There's a lot of falls. 1 in 10 falls used to be the average. I think it's got better now because the game has changed slightly. The fences are not quite as hard. I think they've got safer. But it's still
this isn't
tough.
Traditional horse racing. Yours is steeplechase.
It's called steeplechasing. Yeah, it's called national hunt racing.
Yeah.
There aren't so many countries that it's done in. So this most of it is in the UK, France, Ireland. It's big. They're a little bit in the US and some other countries, but those are the areas where it's big. But it's dangerous.
Yeah,
people die.
If you don't mind sharing, tell us about the worst injury that you had.
Well, I broke my back, and luckily,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah.
And interestingly, that's not the worst injury I had. Because I've not had problems from it since. My shoulder has been, as you know, you've been working on it and thing at shoulder. I had a fall. I had a fall at Doncaster. Hurt my shoulder. There was me and another person. That other person couldn't drive, so I had to drive home. But I couldn't change I couldn't change the gears. So while I was driving, she had to change the gears as I was driving.
Teamwork.
Yeah, because my shoulder wouldn't work to change the gears. So that was funny. We had to go about 150 miles driving like that. That was my shoulder was bad because it still hurts now. I still have problems now. A shoulder's not an easy one, but I broke my back, but they took my license off me from that. I cracked my back bad enough for them to say, you're not riding again. So they took my license off me. But you know the story, my mate, Richard Davis, all of our mates, because we're all mates. There was only when I was riding, I think there was like 250, 260 jockeys in the UK, which is not very many. So you get to know everybody you knew in our age group or in our time, we knew everybody really closely. And Richard was quite close, very close, because he was a neighbouring farmer. We were similar age.
Yeah.
But he unfortunately died riding the horse I should have ridden, and on the way to hospital.
It's a
pretty
moment
shitty.
right there,
yeah.
That's a moment.
And he's not the only one. Philip Barnard died while I was riding, even another young guy. And there are many more who died while I was riding.
How do you think that's influenced you?
Well, I know Richard has influenced me because I blanked it out for a long time. You have kind of, I think because it came all at the same time where I stopped riding, my mate died, and I was trying to find a new start. I kind of buried it all underneath, and I don't think until now I've really since I stayed sober for kind of the last 4 years, that I started admitting the issues I had from stopping riding, early because I saw other jockeys who stopped riding and then they went off the rails, drank too much. There was a big alcohol problem and depression problem in racing. A lot of jockeys committed suicide after riding. And I think that has to do with hitting your head. You finish riding, you don't know what to do because it's just such an all-inclusive job to do, and also thrilling. You know, you're racing at 50 kilometers an hour. You're jumping over fences at serious speeds. You know, it's pretty exciting stuff. And then when you lose that, I think it's quite tough. And then on top of that, obviously losing a friend, and because it was on the horse I should have been riding, kind of feel a bit responsible as well. And I think kind of it took me, I'm kind of only starting to admit it now, but I'm okay now. But it's kind of, you know, I hid everything. You know, you're drinking. I drank a lot, guys. I drank a lot. Sorry, and I gave it up about 4 years ago. And
did you seek the help of a therapist or anyone?
No, I just started running.
There we go.
Yeah,
it's amazing how many times you hear that.